Hey friends, welcome to our channel. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe so you can stay up to date with our new stuff. So it's time for some fake blood again. This time a nice deep scratch wound on my chest. I used a gelatin prosthetic simply made with the use of a flat mold and gelatin, duh. So I chose to make the wound look like it's an older, slightly infected wound instead of a new, fresh, blood-drenched wound. So I imagine that I got this wound from a savage animal attack. Who knows? So enjoy! So to remove the skin oils, I use a alcohol pad, and I'm going to use pros-aide to glue down my prosthetic, and a Q-tip of course. So I take my maroon lip pencil and I'm going to mark out where the prosthetic is going to be. Just a few dots is enough. It's just an indication where I want it to go. And I pour in some pros-aide in a little ink cup, and tattoo artists use this. But I thought, hey, I can use this perfectly for my pros-aide. So I take my Q-tip and I lay down a thin layer of pros-aide. And I will let it dry. And to speed that process up, I will use my lovely minivan. Normally I use a blow dryer, but it's so warm, this will do as well. So once it dried clear, I will press on the prosthetic. Just push it down, all the edges, yes, and you get something like this. Voila! Now I need to blend some of the edges, and I'm going to use Smink & Cream's gelatin blender to melt down the edges, and of course a Q-tip. I use a small amount of the gelatin blender and I roll the Q-tip away from the prosthetic to blend it. Just take your time with this, don't rush it, because you might melt too much away and that's a bit of a waste then. So after I'm done with that, I use my color set powder from Maron and dust it off just a tiny bit. So now it is a time for some color, and I use the Encore skin palette and the Banai splatter brush, and I'm going to build up the colors, the skin colors. This takes time, but it's so much worth it. I got a double chin. This position is not really flattering. So don't mind my chin. So after a few layers of color, I think I'm happy with it. Off camera it looks a bit more natural than on camera. Like that. But there's going to be some more colors. I'm going to use the Dashbow Ultimate Resurrected Dead palette, and I'm using the blood tones to get some details in the wound. Use a detail brush for that. And just again building it up. I use the red, the bright red, and the aged blood red to get some more how do you know I don't know. Moving on, I take my Encore blood palette and my 109 Titanic SFX brush. It's a stippling brush to add the bruising, and this is my rather gnarly palette. I love this palette so much, as you can see. I use it a lot. So again, I'm going to build up the colors. I'm going to use a blood red, bruise red, bruise purple, a little bit of blue, teensy tiny bit of green, and just make this wound look a bit more gruesome. Just stippling it on, just to create an older looking bruise. And I use also my fingers, and I use a baby wipe. Not at this moment, just my fingers and the brush. And again, take your time with this and make it as bruised as you want. Oops, I wiped a bit away there, so I have to fix that. Like so. And then it's time for some blood, and I take the scab blood from Ben Nye. This is how it looks like, a nice thick paste, and I take a Q-tip to get it into the wound. Just on some random spots, more on the edges and stuff. And then I take my thicker blood from Ben Nye. It's a bit darker than the scab blood. And again, just push it into the wound, mainly around the edges. And then I take a Vermilion's drying blood, Crimson Light, and an old brush to apply that to create some more gore. And I take a lotion wipe to smudge the blood around. Now we need to let it dry a little bit. So I take my fan again. I love this little thing. You can pop it into your bag. It's with warm weather it's perfect. Or things like this, you know, just like drying your makeup. Then I take my Mold Lives Age Blood. It's my all-time favorite blood, as you guys probably know. And my splatter brush, and I splatter it around the wound. Use my fingers and the lotion wipe to just smudge it around. To make the prop, I take some gauze and drop some blood in there and just see if it looks okay. Just let it go like that. Okay. Then my camera decided today, hey, I need to cool off, and I missed doing one eye, so I continue like nothing happened, and I use some water and a Q-tip to make panda eyes, like I cried a lot. And be careful not to poke in your eye like I did. Now the real tears come. But that's okay. So both eyes done, and I think we're about ready. Yeah, we are. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Same place, different look. Bye bye.